Good morning, everybody. We are coming to you from Studio B of the McKenzie compound.
Studio B? Nobody told me.
That's right. This is Studio B. Studio A is that bedroom back there where the computer is. This is Studio B, and then we have the separate kitchen studio for
that's
Paul's
Studio
kitchen.
K.
That's Studio K for Paul's kitchen. Anyway, we had a couple requests to do another Q&A.
Yes, we look back at our channel, and the first and only Q&A we ever did was April 5th. That was 7 months ago.
A lot has happened since then.
The world has changed in
has.
7 months, hasn't it?
It has.
So we thought it might be a good time to just catch up with you all. We reached out to our patron partners on Patreon and asked them to give us some questions this week, and they did.
So Paula has categorized these into 3 separate groups, and I have not seen any of the questions, and let's get started.
Let's get started. Yes, topic number 1, we thought we'd start with something near and dear to everybody's heart that watches this channel, Las Vegas.
I know a
These
little
will
bit
be
about
easy.
that. Yeah,
You do.
Okay.
All right, from Ben, we'll just start with an easy one. Which hotel casino would you both say is your favorite? And let's keep in mind that we have done one heck of a lot of staycations since we first answered this question, so I don't know if our answer is different.
Well, I actually have 2. I absolutely love the Palazzo, and I love the Wynn. The Wynn was so warm and welcoming to us, weren't they?
And they made us feel just so special. It was an incredibly special experience. We went there the opening weekend in June when the Strip reopened. We had never stayed at Wynn before.
And we just recently did the Venetian, and Venetian Palazzo, they're sort of similar. Venetian's a little bit older than Palazzo, but I'll tell you, that's a nice room.
Yes, so those, I think we had originally maybe said Palazzo was our favorite, and I don't know that it's different, but yeah, the Wynn is equal, if not better.
Yeah, because we had never stayed at the Wynn up to that point.
Up till that
So
point.
I would actually give those, they're sort of, it's almost tied.
And they're right across the street from each other,
right.
so you can't go wrong for a really classy experience.
Absolutely.
All right, next question, Frederick. This is an easy one. Are you planning to have a staycation at the Mirage?
Yeah.
Stay tuned next
Stay
Sunday.
tuned. It may be coming sooner than you thought.
You had no influence on that, by the way. We already planned it.
Yeah, we already planned it. It's not filmed yet, but we already planned it.
The third question from our friend Anastasia. What is your favorite sweet shop or candy store in Las Vegas?
All right, well, I got to admit, I'm not, I am a very sweet guy, but I'm not into sweets. So I'm going to leave this one up to you.
Thank you very much.
No, I am a very sweet guy, right?
Yes, you are, darling. Off the Strip, I'm going to say unequivocally Ethel M. Chocolate Factory. That place is magical.
Yeah.
I love it there. And if you've come to Vegas and never been, it's 10 minutes from the Strip.
It's really, the place is just massive, and they show you where the candy's made and everything like that. It's really a nice place. And in Christmas time, now I don't know about this year because things are a little bit swirly.
They're doing it this year.
Oh, they are doing it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, they have a Christmas cactus display. They have a cactus garden out front, which is absolutely monumental, but they decorate it all up with lights. It's gorgeous.
It is. So Ethel M. Anastasia is what I would say.
Okay.
And that is the Mars family, M&M Mars.
What about on the Strip?
On the Strip, I think M&M's World and Hershey's World are both adorable. I don't know that I have a favorite out of those two. They're both a lot of fun.
Okay.
Rhonda says, oh, wow, this dovetails nicely. I'm going to be in Las Vegas the first weekend in December. Already planning on doing Bellagio and Palazzo gardens, but wondering what Christmas-themed items should I not miss? Well, you just mentioned one of the biggies.
Definitely.
The Cactus Garden at Ethel M.
Ethel M, yeah.
And I wasn't sure because 2020 is such a weird year. I went and looked on the web, and I'll put a link in the description box for things that we know are planned for 2020. The Cosmopolitan is having an ice rink with ice and snow, and they're showing holiday movies, and
that's up on their
pool deck.
On their pool deck,
And also at the Cosmopolitan, they have some dioramas in the lobby that is supposed to be really spectacular. There's 5 of them, and so we have not seen those, but I'm intrigued by that.
I didn't even know about that.
The
What
Las
about
Vegas
Aria?
Motors. I don't know that they're doing anything special at Aria,
okay.
but they have nice decorations. Beautiful. The Motor Speedway has a 2.5 mile drive-through thing with millions of lights and 170 trees.
Spectacular.
Yeah. The Motor Speedway is another good one to see. Let me see, I have a little cheat sheet. What else do I have on here? The Park, which is between New York, and Park MGM. They're having the holiday experience there with carolers.
Are they?
Dining experiences, this
Wow.
year. So I'm excited about that. And those are the ones we saw. So, Rhonda, we hope that helps you.
Now, let's just preface this with, we just found out yesterday from our governor that he's giving us 2 weeks to flatten the curve again or something, and we don't know what's going to happen after that. So a lot of these things may not be open, but, as for right now, we're going to say, yep, these are all going to be open.
These are planned. That's all
Yeah.
we can say.
Yeah.
You all know the world
Two
is
weeks
weird.
from now, we may be back. I don't know.
All right, this is an interesting one, and this is certainly more for you, Dale.
Uh-oh.
Were you aware of organized crime casino ownerships back in the day?
Yeah.
Of course you were.
I was back here in 1978. In fact, I've been performing since I was 16, but I also worked in clubs from the time I was 21, 22, all that era. And yes, very aware, extremely aware. And that's just about all I'll say about that. Other than never had a problem. They were very, very nice. And if you walked into a casino back then on the Las Vegas Strip, they knew your name, they knew what you drank, and they knew what you gambled. And it was very, very personal.
Yes.
Very personal.
Very well said.
Yeah. And everybody dressed up.
So this is interesting because the second part of Jim's question is, what do you miss the most about Old Vegas?
That.
I think you already
I do.
answered it.
I miss.
It's all part of the same question, isn't it?
I miss putting on a tuxedo every day and going down and being a part of the action on the strip. It was very, very exciting back then. Not all the resort stuff you have now. I mean, like if you ever watch the Chevy Chase when he comes to Las Vegas and he goes to that buffet,
Vacation.
he says, "Well, I'm going to have some of the yellow and I'll have some of the blue." Well, you know what? They had that back then, but it was only 99 cents. So
You get what you paid for.
You got what you paid for. So it was great. Yeah, I miss those days. I miss those days desperately. I miss them.
This one is from Alex. He is saying, you have visited many, so what is your favorite off-strip hotel to take families with small children or the grandchildren?
The place we just stayed at, that timeshare place, Tahiti Village, was great. But you know what? Sam's Town is a really nice place because they have that indoor...
They do. Actually, Sam's Town is a great place for families. That's more on the east side. And if I were to recommend something on the west side, I'd look at maybe the Suncoast or the Red Rock. Because they're all inclusive. There's a million things to do right on property.
Yeah, if you're on that side of town, if you're on the far west side of town, you are very close to Red Rock Canyon. And if you're a golfer, some of the best golf courses are right there, right outside the door of the Suncoast Casino.
Right, so you don't even need to go near the strip. So the Red Rock Casino or the Suncoast on the west side, Sam's Town on the east side, and Tahiti Village on the south end of the strip. All excellent choices.
But honestly, all the strip resorts now on the strip, they're family friendly.
They have been for 20 years or more.
Yeah, they're very family friendly.
Again from Alex, what neighborhoods are your top 3 recommendations to move into if someone wants to retire to Las Vegas but not necessarily have the Del Webb retirement community?
Yeah, well,
experience?
see that you take that away, and that gets rid of a lot.
There's a lot of those, but we've showed you Summerlin. It's a beautiful place to live.
Summerlin's great. Henderson as well.
Henderson as well. And North Las Vegas is going nuts. It's going way, way north, all the way up to Mount Charleston.
Honestly, in Summerlin, it's a great community. It's really unbelievable. And you're right by Red Rock Resort. You're right by the Suncoast. And like I said again, you're right by Red Rock Canyon, which is the great playground for the folks here in Las Vegas to go.
And as is downtown Summerlin, and we have featured that before. So it really, as Dale said, it depends what you want out of your retirement.
Downtown Summerlin, shopping and eating, it's a fabulous place.
It is.
And you also got the baseball park. Yeah, and
City National.
City National, which is where the Vegas Knights practice.
Right. So obviously you can see we're favoring Summerlin, but that's because we've lived in that area. We have never lived in Henderson, so we don't.
We don't live
personal
in those
experience
areas
with
now. With the place we've lived at now, we've been here almost 20 years in this place.
that. Right. We live in neither of them now.
Yeah, we live in neither of them.
But we're not retired either.
But we have a little bit more property, and we're also much closer to the Strip, which
sure are.
works out well for us.
Yep. All right. This is from Glenn. Is there anything you don't like about Las Vegas?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I don't like what's going on down there on the Strip right now.
We're very concerned.
I'm very concerned about what's going on the Strip.
Meaning the violence.
The violence and the.
This is not normal.
This is not normal.
This doesn't happen in Las Vegas.
I've been here a long time, and I've never in my life ever been afraid to walk the Strip. And now I'm still not afraid to walk the Strip. It's just that things are happening down there that never happened before. And I think a lot of people are putting this on the low prices in the hotel rooms and things like that. So I don't know.
We don't have a simple answer.
No, I really don't. That's really the only thing. I love Las Vegas. I've been here a long time. I love everything about Las Vegas. I love the mountains. I love the desert. I love the fact that I can get on an airplane and go anywhere in the world and come back from anywhere in the world and not have to have any stops. I can come right here to Las Vegas.
Yes.
That's an amazing thing.
If I were to answer, I'd say the one thing, I'm not going to lie, by about September 1st, I am done with hot. I sometimes feel closed in by the long, long, long hot summers and all the air conditioning.
But then again, that goes without saying. This is the desert.
Yeah, but you asked me a question and
Right.
I'm answering it. So
yeah, the heat can get to you. And also, we do have a monsoon season here as well, where it does get humid. And that happens during the summer. It didn't happen this year, but sometimes it can get pretty humid.
yeah, and we get some rain during those events, and we love that. That is a blessing.
Yeah.
Truly. All right, guys, that is our Vegas topic, and stand by. We're going to talk about our YouTube channel next.
All right, be right back.
All right, these questions from our patrons have to do with our YouTube channel. So,
All right.
let's shoot. First one. How have your lives changed since starting YouTube? This is from Carrie. And when are the blooper reels coming? So I'll answer the second one first. The bloopers are coming at the end of November, Thanksgiving week.
And as far as the first question is, it has changed our life 100%.
It sure
This
is.
has become a full-time job, from the filming to the editing, which takes 3 or 4 days to do one video, to answering comments. And Paula, we started the Patreon. We also sell merchandise now, and it's become a full-time job.
It pretty much consumes our life. And if I were to look back at the April Q&A, I don't know that we would have said that, but it seems like the more subscribers you get, the more interaction you have on social media, the more it consumes your life.
And
for
you
sure.
know what the cool thing about this is we went to Knott's Berry Farm to film. We got recognized like four times.
different times.
Yeah. In Knott's Berry Farm, of all
Which
places.
is hundreds of miles
Yeah.
from Las Vegas.
So that's changed our life a great deal. In fact, we just went to Outback Steakhouse near us and got stopped on the way out and go, "Hey, we love your vlogs." And I'm going, "Okay."
And the people that know us at the restaurants, they tease us about being celebrities. We certainly don't feel like celebrities, but it
No,
is...
believe me, do not, never hesitate to come up because we are who we are. Now,
Yeah, you're looking at
she
us.
gets a little crabby sometimes, but not me.
Never
I
you.
I want to meet everybody. So.
I do still work full time, guys. So it is life is a challenge, and certainly things around the house and yard tend to come in last on our list of to-dos.
Yeah,
So
especially now. I mean, honestly, the reason why we're doing this video, we didn't mention it in the intro part. I still have a hurt knee, and doing the Knott's Berry Farm, the Venetian
Italy,
walkthrough, Italy,
yeah.
all those walkthroughs were killing me, and we had to make a decision this week to say we have to take a week off from walking. So that's why we're doing it now.
So here we sit in
Yeah.
Studio B.
Not whining at all.
Oh no, just a little FYI. Andrew asks, one question about the music you use. Are they your own compositions or do you source them from somewhere?
No, yes, YouTube, 100% YouTube, and I'll tell you why. because if you don't use YouTube's songs, they'll ding you somehow on a copyright. I tried to use one of mine once, and even though it's my song, I got dinged on a copyright. I even used a song that I paid for to put in a video, and I got a copyright nick on that, and they told me I had to take it down. So what I do now, I use exclusive 100% YouTube. I go right to the YouTube audio library, and that's what I use.
And luckily, there's a wonderful selection of very, very good compositions there.
These people that write for YouTube, they're very, very talented.
And there's lots of genres and choices for Dale to make. Even when we did Scotland, you were able to find some really beautiful
music. And it just makes it easier because it's right there. You have to go. I mean, there's thousands and thousands of songs. I go through. The biggest part of my editing when I'm done, actually putting the tracks down and everything, is finding the right music. And I tend to use music that I've used before because it just fits.
Exactly. So Gary asks, would you ever consider a meet and greet with patrons?
Sure.
Here's the thing, guys. We live here and you don't. So if we scheduled a meet and greet, how could you come? It's like you're not in the same town as us. So it's better if you say, I'm coming to Vegas on such and such a week. Could we meet for a drink or lunch, and then we'll say yes or no, depending on our
We did try to meet up with a few couples, and nobody showed up.
Yeah, we did try to coordinate because everybody wanted to do it on one weekend, and so we said, oh boy, let's do it, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
So, if you want to meet us, let us know you'll be here, and we'll see if we can
work it out. Yeah. She's the social director, so.
Yeah. Okay. This is from Robin Penny. How often does Durango Dale drop by? What is his favorite pie?
Durango Dale. Now, there's an interesting character. that started out on Paula's Kitchen just as a lark, and it has become quite the thing. And honestly, if I could, I would incorporate him more if we could. But right now, he's in Knott's Berry Farm with his girlfriend Penelope.
We left him there. We're not sure what's going on with poor Durango.
Yeah, and poor Penelope.
As the case may be.
But I heard a rumor that he might be coming back to Vegas because he heard that maybe Paula was making pie.
Pie? Somebody say pie?
For Thanksgiving? I don't know. I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to talk too much about him. He is my cousin. But then, you know that song, that old Patty Duke show? We're cousins, identical cousins. And we're not the same in every way, though.
What is the favorite pie, though? Tell me.
Pumpkin.
Absolutely.
Pumpkin pie.
Coming up soon, huh?
I hope
it's
so.
That season. Okay, so Ben asks, do you have any more goals you both would like to achieve with your channel? I don't know we ever had a goal to begin with, Ben. We just kind of rode the wave.
I knew what I wanted to do with the channel. The reason why I named it Las Vegas Inside and Out is because I wanted to do part, just a little bit of Las Vegas, but I really wanted to show people the history of Nevada, the history of Arizona, the history of Utah. I am dying to get out there and go to those places that we love. We love the Old West, and Arizona is our place. We also love the Doc Holliday, Wyatt Earp, all that information, and we have explored all that
without cameras in the past. And we had such plans for 2020 to go to Tombstone, Virginia City, just walk in the paths of those guys. We've been to Dodge City. We've really just chased all the cowboys.
We've been to every graveyard.
We've been to all the graveyards. So
and in Tombstone, every year they used to. They don't do it now because of the virus. But they used to do a vendetta ride. If you know the story of the OK Corral, after it was all over, Wyatt Earp, Doc Holliday, and a bunch of the fellas got together because they were going to go after the people that killed his brother. And so they call it the Vendetta Ride, and it takes you to all the places in the desert that Wyatt Earp, Doc Holliday, and all those people stopped. And you sleep overnight. They bring you a horse. You have to do it on horseback.
It's a horseback ride.
You have to do it on horseback. Yeah. So we really, really would love to do that sometime. So.
Basically, bottom line, we can certainly do a stay at all the hotels on the Strip, but eventually you run out of them. Yeah. And so we'll have to expand to keep the channel going. We'll have to do some of those other things that we really want to do.
Right.
So, And that really dovetails into Matt's question. What is your long-term plan for your channel? Do you think you'll continue it for a while?
Yeah, I think, oh yeah,
Yes.
we're going to continue it as long as we can.
Definitely.
In fact, we're even talking about, Paula's talking about retiring, and that's going to open up a whole big world to us.
Yes, it's about time we started talking about
Yeah,
that.
I think she's going to, we're talking about retiring and also moving, getting into a smaller place that we don't have to take care of, and which makes it, we'd like to get closer to the airport so that we can get in and out of the airport and out and explore.
Yes, so definitely, Matt, we will be here for a while. We certainly intend to be. And that is the end of our YouTube channel section. Be right back with some personal questions.
Oh, I hate those. Okay, we're up to section number 3. Almost done.
We are on the personal questions.
I hate these.
Tracy says, Dale, we know your family is Scottish, but I'd like to know where in Italy Paula's family is from, and can you speak Italian? So, briefly, I am 50-50 Italian and German. My dad was fully Italian. His family was from Palermo in Sicily. They were farmers. And my mom was fully German. So all I can say is I like sauerkraut and spätzle just about as much as I like spaghetti and meatballs.
And you know a couple Italian swear words.
My dad never taught us any Italian. I just know the swear words. So there you go.
So don't ask her to tell them to.
No. This is a PG channel. So a couple of you asked questions about our past and where we came from, and we've actually covered that in the first Q&A. So we'll put a link in the description box to that first one about our backgrounds and so on. Robin Penny say, Paula, we heard you call soda pop. We say pop too. Where did you grow up? Cleveland, Ohio, on the North Coast. So they also asked Dale, you've mentioned an uncle with an apple farm in Ontario. What are your Canadian roots? It wasn't your uncle, it was your grandpa.
That was my grandpa, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my grandpa had, well, first of all, he was a farmer his whole life, but he did have an apple farm. He actually had cows and horses and the whole thing prior to that.
Yeah, the McKenzies from Canada have just a wonderful past, and I always loved going up to Ontario to visit them.
Yeah, we pumped the water with a pump.
If you wanted a pot of tea, you'd have to go to the well.
You had to go to the well, and you had to pump your own. You had to pump the water. I don't know if this is okay to say in here, but we had a lot of outhouses
For a long time.
for a long time before they got indoor plumbing. So, yeah, my family is scattered all through Canada. A lot of them in eastern Ontario, but I got a bunch in Calgary and that whole area up there. Yeah, so got a lot of roots everywhere.
Katie asks, who said I love you first? Do you have nicknames for each other?
Oh, Poochie Poo? No.
I honestly cannot remember who said I love you first. Can you?
No, I don't remember.
Katie, you kind of put us on the spot. I can't. I
don't
read this question
I don't
a
think
couple
we've
days
ever
ago.
said it.
Oh. As for nicknames, I have called him Honey since I met him. He doesn't really do nicknames.
No.
No. You're just not a nickname kind of a guy.
No.
But, yeah, I cannot for the life of me remember who said I love you first. It was a whirlwind romance, so it came quickly, that's for sure.
And we're still together.
Yes, we are.
Yeah,
Next year it'll be 40.
40 years,
Yes.
wow.
Did we meet in Vegas and marry in Vegas? No, we did not. But we did marry here.
I'll tell you
and
what.
we told you that story in the other Q&A.
We eloped to the
Little Church of the
Little
West.
Church of the West. Yeah, eloped there. And actually, my parents came out here when they had been married 60 years, and they renewed their vows at the Little Church of the West, didn't they?
Dale, what did you enjoy the most and least about your career as a performer? Asks Lance.
What I enjoyed most and least.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, first of all, it was not easy. Do having a music career. It's very, very difficult to get the places to go into. Sometimes you don't get paid. The management doesn't pay you. You meet a lot of shady characters while you're doing that. But the best part of it, and I can say this with great confidence, is that I used to do, when I did my act, I did different songs than most people did. I actually did If I Were a Rich Man from Fiddler on the Roof. I did a Wayne Newton impression. I did a couple of impressions. I even yodel as well. But I used to get standing ovation on the If I Were a Rich Man. That makes it all worthwhile. I don't care if there's only one person in the audience. One person got a standing ovation, and that sticks with me. And there's also one more. There was a fellow when I played here, and I can say his name because all I know is his first name. But I worked from 1 o'clock until 6 o'clock in the afternoon at a place on the Strip, and I did 5 shows a day. And this fellow would come every single day. Every single day I worked there for a year and a half. Would come and sit there for 5 hours and watch all 5 shows.
His name was Lou.
His name was Lou.
He was a retired gentleman. He dressed to the nines every day to come in and see
He
you
did not
with
drive.
a suit coat.
He was a clerk at Penny's, and he lived in an apartment building way off the Strip. So he would take the bus every morning down to the Strip and then walk over to the club. The club was the Westward Ho, by the way. And he would walk there and he would sit there for 5 hours every single day. That guy was one of the... It was a very moving. Very moving.
That memory sticks with you.
Yeah, and when I left, I've never seen him again. Never heard from him. I don't know if he's still around or not. I hope he is. I hope you are. Lou, if you're out there, look me up.
Ben, where else in the world would you love to visit after is over?
Oh, we definitely want to go back to Scotland.
We had it all
Yeah.
planned. We had
Yeah.
a 2-week trip to Scotland and England planned for September of this year, and of course we couldn't do it. I just want to do it, and honestly, I'd go longer. I'd go 3 weeks or a month if we could.
And through this the channel that we have, we met a lot of nice folks from the UK, and we were actually going to go stay with them.
We were, and we want to make that happen as soon as it's possible. So we absolutely love the wonderful historic atmosphere of everything in the UK. They revere history, as do we.
If you were to ask us where we would live other than here, it would be Scotland.
It would be.
Yeah.
Okay, tell them where we are.
We are at Urquhart Castle. We are about a third of the way up Loch Ness. And it's a weird day, sun, rain, hail.
Hail.
Crazy, beautiful day though. Okay, this question is from Landon. If you could go back to any time in history, where would you go? Back in history.
You first. I've got to think about that.
I think I could be a pioneer.
Yeah, I was going to say
I
the same
have
thing.
a thing about that whole little house on the prairie, homespun. I'm very domestic, and I think I would do well as a pioneer wife.
I think you would too.
Yeah.
I would like to. Yeah, I would like to do that too. Although, if you were talking music wise, for me,
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I would go back to the 20s.
Absolutely.
I would absolutely go back to the 20s.
You belong there.
Yeah, I love that music.
Vaudeville. Yep.
All that stuff. If for music wise, for performer wise, I would love to go back there. But for that, what she's talking about, yeah, a simpler time, simpler place. I'd love that.
Very good question, Landon. Thank you. Okay, we are coming up on the end. This is from Denise. Paula, I know you're an Outlander fan. I was curious if you were a fan of the novels before the series came out. Yes. In 1991, when the very first book came out by Diana Gabaldon, I turned it over and I saw that it was about Clan McKenzie. Sold from the very beginning. I devoured the books long before the TV show
And me and
came
Jamie
on.
look a lot alike.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, actually you look more like Dougal.
Oh.
So there you go. Jamie's a Fraser, Dougal's a McKenzie. You're good.
Okay, all right.
And to wrap it up, Denise, I saved your other question for last. My housemate wants to know what your favorite single malt is.
Holy mackerel. That's a big time question.
You go ahead. You go first.
All right. Well, no, you go first because you were the one who introduced me to these.
I did, actually. I went to Scotland a couple years before Dale did. I went with some lady friends, and I absolutely got hooked on single malt scotch. If I were to pick, I like the Speysides, I like Glenlivet and Glenfiddich, but I never turn down any of them. I love Highland Park if I'm looking for something a little more peaty. You like the peaty malts
I love
lot.
it. Smoky.
He does. He likes the smoky.
Yeah.
He likes Bowmore really well.
Yeah, Bowmore.
And we have a Jura that you're enjoying right now.
And I'll tell you what we did for a present for ourselves.
That's why we saved this for last.
Yeah, we saved this for last. We got ourselves a advent calendar that is nothing but Scotch.
24 drams of Scotch whiskey. We have not opened it because we want to show it to you. We just got it the other day. So come December 1st, Advent, we're going to start opening our drams and enjoying all those lovely samples of Scotch.
That is going to be an interesting December.
Merry Christmas to us.
No kidding. Sounds great. Is that it?
That is it. I am at the end.
I made it.
You survived.
I did it. I'll look back on this and go, oh, why did you say that? Why didn't you say that? But that's okay. We did this. This was spontaneous. We did not stop the camera.
Right. We are just being honest with you guys, as we always are. What you see is what you get.
And we're coming up close to Thanksgiving now, and honestly, guys, we're going to go into this later, but we are so thankful for all of you and just the support that you've given us, our channel. It warms our hearts. It makes our days. Sometimes you make us cry.
More times than you could know. I just want to observe that in November of 2019, we hit 1,000 subscribers. In November of 2020, we have over 17,000. So that's
Gets to me.
Yeah, I know. That's
Gets
an
me.
amazing thing.
Yeah.
And so many of you just say lovely things to us all the time. So thank you.
All right. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And don't forget to follow us on our social media. All right. I hope you had a good time with this. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye, everybody.